Okay, so I'm going to just read that over again. So, backmasking and subliminal messages, right? Enchantment. Enchantment is a form of spell casting, primarily involving mind soul control, right? Enchanters dispatch or assign. Now, this is basically just speaking about mainstream. This isn't speaking about everybody, okay? Dispatch or assign wicked spirits to objects and place for whatever purpose the spell cast for enchantment. Controls the mind, soul, and is one of the most powerful spells that can be cast on a person. Okay? So if the magician is mainstream, right, you can pretty much bet your bottom dollar that his or her album is backmasked, right? There is executive recording room with the executive studios where the master record is enchanted. Specific devils are then attached to the master to transform the sorcery to the copies. Okay? The mystery of lawlessness is okay, so which is Satan. Okay? So what he's trying to do is he's trying to alter the minds. So now, I need you all to understand something, right? Because there's two ways that Satan can get you. You can either be of his synagogue, his seed, or if you're not of his seed, like us, the children of Israel, if you get where I'm coming from, then he tries to influence you in other ways. Okay? So like you have some elites and some higher up politicians, right? They walk straight with the devils, right? They walk straight with the principalities of this world in possession and all of these things. But he uses music to try to, that's the reason why he attempts to influence black people more than anybody with the music, especially our youth. Okay? Now, I want you all, the objective of this is to let you all know how powerful the influence of music is. Okay? Now, I'm not going to talk about this pretty much anymore for a while. Okay? But you all need to understand the severity of the things that you say. Now, I know that, like, once again, like a lot of the brothers and sisters today, I know that you're not backmasking and all of that stuff, okay? I understand that, okay? You all are not evil seeds, okay? You're just young men and women who try to make a dollar, you're trying to make a buck, right? But if you really care about your people, then you should have some stability on the things that you're saying, okay? Because when you're preaching murder, and when you're preaching drugs, and when you're preaching, specific things, okay, and a lot of our women promoting promiscuity and things of that nature, believe me, children are going to hear this, and the cycle is going to continue over and over and over again. You understand where I'm going with this? See, the cycles continue. It's not stopping the cycles. Isn't you all way of stopping the cycles? Okay? Getting involved in communities and activities and things of that nature, it can suppress it at a point, which every little thing helps. But in terms of us as a nation, in terms of us as an entire people, the only way that we're going to turn anything around is to return to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, so that we can be given back our laws and so that we can be changed internally. Okay? That's the only way that this is going to work. Now, you all have to understand that prophecy has been spoken, right? So, many of you need to understand that black people is the only people that have ever followed at once upon a time has ever followed the commandments of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We don't follow them today. And there's been times where he's kicked us out of the homeland, brought us back in. So when we were, the few times that we were in the land of milk and honey, you have to understand that we were commandment keepers during that time. Okay? And what does he do? Well, we forget his face, we forget his laws, we forget his statutes. More importantly, we forget his miracles. We forget all the things that he's done for us as a nation. It slips our forefathers' minds, so therefore it's not in our minds today. So Satan uses all of these influences. It's not just movies. It's not just music. It's also movies. It's all types of forms of entertainment now. Now they got this magic going on now, okay? Which all of you think is real magic. You think it's real tricks. Okay? It's not at all magic. Okay? These men that you see that's doing stuff that, if it looks impossible, it's probably because it isn't possible with your capability alone. A lot of these men are in cahoots with devils. Okay, some devils more powerful than others. These devils give these so-called magicians the capabilities to do all the things that they do. Okay, so I'm telling you all right now, and I know, listen, I actually saw, I don't even need to go through all that, but I know that I got a lot of ill feelings toward me. Okay? Now, a lot of people have a problem with me. All right? Now, I can't concern myself with any one of you individually. Okay? I know many of you would like me to, but I can't. Right? Now, let me see, because there was one more thing that I wanted to say. I don't want to hold you all too long now. There was one more thing. There was one more issue. This wasn't going to be a long lesson. I was supposed to do it in 2. All right, so I'm not going to carry on then. I had to do this tonight. I know it's late, but I had to do it now. I'm just not going to be able to get to it tomorrow. Regardless of, the things that people say, they may say that, whatever. I don't even care. But in any event, I see you all probably Saturday or Sunday. Okay? And I just want to say this, right? Matter of fact, I do have something for you all. Just a minute. Okay, so I wanted to do this because it was the opposite, right? So I want you all to know, it's just as music can be used for evil, music can also be used for good. The things that you say, the things that you speak, just like how we can all speak positivity. We can speak positivity the same way we speak negativity, okay? And music can be used for the positive. Now, I want to go to a scripture here. This is 1 Samuel 16, 14 through 23. 1 Samuel 16, 14 through 23. Okay? Now, Yahuwah's spirit had left Saul, and an evil spirit from Yahuwah tormented him. So, in other words, I want you all to understand what can happen when you listen to wickedness. Okay? When you hearken into these things, right? It says that Yahuwah's spirit had left Saul. So what is happening here? Basically, Saul became possessed because the spirit had left him. And then what Yah did was he sent an evil spirit to torment him. It's right here. Right? Then it's going to say, Saul's officials told him, an evil spirit from Elohim is tormenting you. Your Majesty, why don't you command us to look for a man who can play the lyre well? When the evil spirit from God comes to you, he'll strum a tune and you'll feel better. So one of the guys said, listen, man, you can find somebody, because he was being tormented. And he said, well, listen, we can find somebody that can play what? The lyre, right? And when the evil spirit from Elohim comes to you, he said, this guy that can play the lyre, he'll strum the tune and then you'll feel better, right? Saul told his officials, because Saul's the king, right? He said, all right, look, go find me that man, right? And one of the officials says, listen, I know a man, basically King David, right? Well, he wasn't the king at the time. He was just David, right? And he said, look, I know one of Jesse's sons. His name is David. He's a warrior. He's a handsome man. He's blah, blah, this, that, and the third. He knows how to play the lyre well. I'm going to go summon him, see if I can get some of your peeps to go get him and have him sing the tune to you, right? So they went and got David. And whenever God's spirit came to Saul, David took the lyre and strummed the tune. Saul got relief from his terror and felt better, and the evil spirit left him. So music is powerful in all types of aspects. It's not just powerful for negativity, it's also powerful in positivity. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just letting you all understand what's going on here, okay? I'm just giving you all an understanding. Now, I know that a lot of you are either upset, you're just ignoring it, or you're just either upset or you're ignoring it. So, so it's late. So even though I'm not live, this is practically actual time. So listen, man. If you all could find it in your heart, right? Now I'm telling you all right now, black people, we have to start influencing our young. And how much am I doing for the young? Less than many of you that I see, right? I'm nobody that's really doing much for the youth, per se. This job that I have, if everyone listened to the things that were spoken from the scriptures, every problem that we would have would come to an end. Because everybody has ideas, everybody does this, everybody does that, everybody's linked to this, everybody does this, but nobody wants to follow the scriptures. The scriptures is a medicine so strong that if we hearkened into the scriptures, all of our problems would be over. Whatever you consider problems, black on black crime, whatever the situation, whatever the issue, but for some reason you all rebel against the truth day in and day out, night in and night out. And then a lot of you all, you see me with a hard face. On social media, you have a hard face. So I don't understand. I'm starting to think that there are hardly any believers of the uncircumcised. Even though I know that there is. But it's hard to believe.